Welcome back everyone to phillipcarterxoffIcial, where I post more about menswear, men's style, men's lifestyle, men's skincare, and of course, perfumery. Everyone, in today's video, we have an amazing lineup for today for any gentleman's fragrance collection and or wardrobe. As always everyone, if you haven't subscribed, first of all, welcome to my channel. Go ahead and subscribe. When you subscribe, it helps me to create a lot more content for you guys at a faster pace, but I need you guys to go ahead and subscribe. Once we get this channel monetized, I can go ahead and start giving back to the community with free stuff, free fragrances, so go ahead and subscribe. Nonetheless, everyone, an amazing video for today, and I can't wait to share all these fragrances with you guys. Now, everyone, my channel is not currently monetized via third-party retailers nor discounters, which means that my content is sponsored by my subscribers via the donations made to my Patreon page, which can be found in the description box below. And I do highly recommend that you make a donation to this page so that I may keep creating content for you guys. So go ahead everyone, click on that link and check out the Patreon page. These fragrances are going to be a lot more amber, a lot more resinous heavy, as I do find that perfumery is very subjective from nose to nose. Of course, these are fragrances that I absolutely adore, and I wear them through spring, summer, fall, winter, and autumn. The one thing that we say here on phillipcarterxoffIcial is to wear your fragrances unapologetically, and I absolutely advocate that you wear your fragrances unapologetically. But nonetheless, everyone, let's go ahead and get into it with today's video. Now, coming in at number 5 on this list is going to be coming in from my favorite perfumery house. This one's going to be coming in from the house of Guerlain, and this is going to be L'Instant Homme Eau de Parfum. Fantastic. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, let me say this. I do not like gourmand fragrances, but every now and then I make an exception. This would be the exception. What I love about this fragrance is that it doesn't go overboard with the gourmand aspect. There aren't any over ridiculously sweet nuances coming from vanilla that makes it a little bit too feminine, for my taste at the least. But I do recommend this for the gentleman who likes fragrances that are a lot more deeper, darker, and sensual. This fragrance is a more dark chocolate cacao heavy fragrance. If you guys are familiar with Nascimato's Pardon, where it's a beautiful merge, a wonderful matrimony of dark chocolate and tonka bean, that's where this is going. This could definitely be in that same direction, under that same category of a fragrance, where it has the cacao pod, of course, and I do pick up some nuances of coffee and leather. Some of the official notes found in this fragrance are going to be cacao pod, tea, and star anise. Now, if you are not familiar with my Q&A session that I did from my previous videos, because you're not subscribed and you should be subscribed, so go ahead and subscribe. But for me, star anise is just one of those notes that are so challenging to my nose. And of course, Guerlain had to use them in this fragrance, but I do enjoy this. Wonderfully blended, incredible, absolutely impeccable. The star anise is not the dominant player within this fragrance, as I do find that the cacao pod mixed with that coffee and leather influence just works so gorgeous. Again, darker and sensual, wonderful, absolutely. And throughout the DNA of Guerlain, I do find that this is a very elegant and sophisticated, classy fragrance. I do recommend this, guys. Don't blind buy it. I would not recommend this as a blind buy, especially if you're like me, if you don't like gourmand fragrances once again. But check this one out, guys. And let's go ahead and spray this in the air so that you guys get an accurate impression of the atomizer on my skin and on the air. So let's go ahead and do that. On the skin first, 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And let's go ahead and spray some in the air as well. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Once again, everyone, dark chocolate and cacao heavy, and then you get these coffee, leather influences as well. And I do pick up some boozy nuances here a wonderful option. Once again, everyone, coming in from the house of Guerlain, this is going to be Instant Homme Eau de Parfum. Okay, everyone, coming in at number 4 on this list is going to be coming in from the house of CARTIER, and this is going to be Declaration Parfum. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And this fragrance is definitely under that topic that I mentioned before. If you haven't checked out the previous video, and if you haven't checked that one out, check that previous video and subscribe. But this is the topic, this ongoing conversation of a metropolitan fragrance. What do I mean by metropolitan fragrance? This is something that you would get at a bar. So things like Negronis, Camparis, or this in particular, which smells like a Aperol Spritz. If you don't know what an Aperol Spritz is, it's an Italian drink. The Aperol is the actual orange liquor mixed with Prosecco to create a beautiful, amazing, refreshing drink for the summer. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful, guys. I do find that not enough people like to talk about Declaration Parfum by Cartier, and I have to say, Cartier makes a wonderful multitude of offerings that are just so elegant, so classy and sophisticated. I definitely will be bulking up in regards to Cartier fragrances. Absolute class. Now this definitely says class. This isn't for the juvenile demography. This is a lot more mature, a lot more classic and worn in. Phenomenal option, guys. And let's go ahead and spray this on my skin and in the air so that you guys get an accurate impression of the atomizer. So on my skin first, 1, 2, and 3. Wonderful. Absolutely. Again, something about this that says Aperol Spritz is that bitter orange, and then there's this effervescent tonic quality about this. Oh my gosh, phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. And let's go ahead and spray this in air as well. Even better. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I cannot recommend this enough. If you guys like the idea of this metropolitan landscape, this metropolitan idea of fragrances, a lot more classic, a lot more worn in and mature, blind buy this. Absolutely blind buy this. This is worth it. Do check this one out. Once again, guys, from the house of Cartier, this is going to be Declaration Parfum. Alright, coming in at number 3 on this list is going to be a little bit more of a challenging fragrance. I don't really recommend this for those who are starting off within their adventures of perfumery, but this is a beautiful option that's going to really push you to your limits and past your boundaries. This one's going to be coming in from the house of Clive Christian, and this is Amberwood. Challenging. Really challenging and niche, definitely. This is hands down a chameleon of a fragrance. There are so many stages of development throughout the longevity of this fragrance. In the opening of this fragrance, when you spray this indoors, or at least when I spray this indoors, I get a lot of tobacco and resinous materials. That's indoor. I also get a herbaceous and green nuance with these resins and this tobacco coming from Angelica. That's from the note breakdown of this fragrance. Now throughout the opening indoors, so when you spray this indoors, I get a lot of tobacco and resinous materials with a herbaceous and herbal green aromatic infused with the fragrance that's coming from Angelica. And that's what makes this very challenging for other people, especially if you haven't smelled Angelica before. It's really green, it's very herbaceous, it might be off-putting to a lot of people, but that's the components when it's sprayed indoors. Now, completely different when you wear this outside. It's a different ballgame. When I wore this outside, the chemical reaction that my skin had with this fragrance and the outdoors, or rather the humidity and the precipitation outdoors, completely changed this on my skin. This turned into an incense and smoke bomb on my skin chemistry. Again, perfumery is subjective from nose to nose and skin chemistry. That's exactly what this is. And that's why I say, do not, let me say that one more time, do not blind buy this. This is challenging and this is niche to the top. This really is. But nonetheless, I do reach out from time and time again when I want to wear this fragrance. Again, that green Angelica component is offsetting for a lot of people. Some of the notes found in this fragrance are going to be tobacco, vanilla, patchouli, and of course that Angelica note that is so dominant in the background. And let's go ahead and spray this in air so that you guys get an accurate impression of the atomizer on my skin and in the air. So let's go ahead and do that on skin first. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, wow. I don't recommend that as a blind buy. I really, really don't. Let's go ahead and spray this in air as well. Wow, let me hit that one more time. Yeah, beware. Just beware, guys. Once again, if you feel like you're up to the challenge, check this one out. You will not be disappointed. Coming in from the house of Clive Christian, this is going to be Amberwood. Now coming in at number 2 on this list is going to be coming in from the house of Givenchy, and this one is going to be Gentleman Eau de Parfum. Okay, yeah, this is it. Cognac, boozy influences, but it doesn't go overboard with vanilla that's found in here. I do find that this one is more to my liking, as I am familiar with the predecessors found in regards to the flankers of this fragrance, like Boisé and Reserve Privé. This one I do like a little bit more because it's not going too boozy and it's not going too sweet with vanilla. It's a little bit more restrained, and I do get a very soft floral iris nuance within this fragrance as well. Some of the notes found in this fragrance are going to be black pepper, lavender, tonka bean, and patchouli. Once again, it doesn't go overbearingly sweet with perhaps too much vanilla. It's all perfectly blended. I do find that the performance does lack a little bit on my skin chemistry, but like I mentioned before in the beginning of this video, I wear my fragrances unapologetically. So summer and spring, I'm definitely going to be wearing these fragrances to get an accurate measurement of how it performs on my skin chemistry. And let's go ahead and spray this on my skin and in air so that you guys get an accurate impression of the atomizer. So on my skin first. 1, 2, and 3. Phenomenal. Absolutely. And again, although not officially listed, I do pick up on a very floral and iris nuance on this. It's a very aromatic, ozonic floral component to it, but it doesn't go overbearingly feminine. And let's go ahead and spray this in air as well. 1, 2, and 3. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Again, at the moment, this is the better option for myself in regards to the flankers offered by the Gentleman Givenchy collection, but that is bound to change, as I do like to switch up things. Do let me know in the comment box below if you guys like to switch up fragrances and rotate your fragrances out. But nonetheless, amazing, everyone. Check this one out. Once again, from the house of Givenchy, this is going to be Gentleman Eau de Parfum. And at number 1 on this list, this is going to be coming in from an amazing perfumery house. I would put this neck and neck with Guerlain, but this is an amazing representation of English perfumery at its finest. This one's going to be coming in from the house of PENHALLIGONS. This is The Tragedy of Lord George. Wow. Wow, wow. Okay. What does this smell like? This is a rum-based fragrance, so it is a boozy, ambery fragrance, but it does have some soapy or quote-unquote soapy elements, very clean qualities to it. If you are familiar with Prada's Amber Pour Homme Intense, this is kind of like the older brother of that. This is a lot more refined, a lot more sophisticated, a lot more dressed up as well. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, and yes, it is challenging. Now, just like Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense, there are so many levels to this fragrance in regards to the opening and then the actual development throughout the dry down on the skin. What does this smell like? This smells like a Brandy shaving cream. That's what this smells like. It is, again, challenging, a lot more niche for people who haven't smelled this before. I would recommend that you sample this one. Again, do not blind buy this. I do not recommend that you blind buy it, but it is a phenomenal option. A very classic, a very dapper scent for those of you who like these type of fragrances. I love these type of fragrances. Some of the notes found in this fragrance are going to be brandy, amber, and Tonka bean. Now, to my nose, I also do pick up patchouli, as I do find that there is a dirty undertone found in this fragrance as well. Again, not for the faint of heart. For me, this is definitely pushing it in regards to niche fragrances, but it is so classic smelling. Let's go ahead and give you guys an accurate impression of the atomizer on my skin and in the air. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. Really good. That is really, really good. Whoa, yeah, fantastic. And let's go ahead and spray this in air as well. Phenomenal. Now, to my nose, I get something that's very camphorous and very smoky-like within this fragrance. Even though it's not officially listed of having incense and smoke, I do find a contrast between the incense and the rum, but this is so good, guys, and I do recommend that you try this one out. At least sample it first. And I love the design of these bottles. The caps of these are phenomenal. It's a very regal aesthetic for a very classy smelling fragrance, guys. Once again, check this one out from the House of Penhalligons. This is going to be The Tragedy of Lord George. Alright everyone, and that does conclude today's video. I do hope you enjoyed today's lineup and today's video. Once again, friends, if you haven't subscribed, first of all, welcome to my channel. Go ahead and subscribe. And if you haven't checked out the Patreon page, go ahead in the description box below and check out that Patreon page, as once again, this channel runs on donations by my subscribers and of course my own personal funds. So go ahead and check out my Patreon page. phillipcarterxoffIcial is going to be my tag for all of my social media platforms. And of course, phillipcarterxoffIcial is going to be my Instagram account, where I post more about menswear, men's style, men's lifestyle, men's skincare, and perfumery. As always, everyone, thank you very much for watching today. phillipcarterxoffIcial out. Bye-bye for now.